All right, y'all, welcome to the Dickie and Donny Show presented by Business on Purpose. My name is Dickie, this is Donny, and we are here to liberate business owners from chaos so they can make time for what matters most. Donny,
That's right.
how
Dickie,
are you?
another day in paradise over here in
Same,
Bluffton, South Carolina.
same, bro. I'm about to hop on a
Uh,
flight to Los Angeles tomorrow night. So,
Sin
gonna go,
City.
yeah, I'm trying out a
Is that
new
Sin
talk
City?
on, no, that's not, that's Vegas.
Okay.
And try a new talk out on AI based on some of the work we've been doing lately, which is super fun.
Dang, AI stand for like actual interest, like just having people actually be interested in running a business.
Actually interested in what I have to say. That's right.
Yeah. If you don't use that to some extent, I'm gonna be sad.
I
You
just I
should
just
get a
worked it into
pretty
my
good
talk.
AI and LA. That I feel like pretty good chance you get some people there.
Yeah, there's
It's
a bunch of
awesome. Can you give
AI
us
goobers.
It's a two-floor hotel and the stairs are out. You have one floor of an elevator to tell me what you're talking about. Ready? Go.
Hold on, I'm still stuck on the concept. Why are the stairs missing?
They're redoing the stairs.
Oh, they're redoing the stairs. Is the
Yeah, the,
stairwell
the
there?
handrail fell off. Yeah, stairwell's there. It's just out of commission, so you have to ride the elevator.
Let's see.
In theory, they
Uh,
should probably shut down the second floor if the stairs aren't active, but we're not there. You have a one floor elevator.
first floor, no elevator concept, building an AI bot that can streamline business operations. So
Ooh,
I'm talking
love
about
it.
business process as strategy that leads you to the purpose of having an efficiency tool.
So it is a tool. It's a leverageable tool at that
You
point.
would use the tool, but that's not the business. That's just a tool to help you run the business.
Yeah,
But you got to define the
right.
business in the process before you can. It's
I
like,
like it.
yeah, yeah.
I like it.
What you got today?
Um, well, I had a thought earlier. I had a crazy afternoon and I showed you a video, and I'm not going to share it here in person
Yeah, we'd
with
get
all these
censored if you
people.
showed that video.
We would get censored.
Have you seen the scene at Walmart Twitter channel that used to be around? It was like people of Walmart, and it was all like the
Yes,
craziest
people of
thing.
Walmart I've
Yeah,
seen.
yeah, that's what
Yes.
I mean. Yeah.
No, me and we were walking in to a publicly owned location, as public as it gets, wide out in the open. And there's just a gentleman in front of us walking, and it seems like there were two items that he forgot with him
Mhm.
that day: underwear and a belt. And it was bad. It was
Mm,
bad. And I'm a big dude, so
unfortunate.
like I get it. It's not as easy as it
Get it.
is for you skinny folk to like
Yeah.
keep our pants up. But
Mhm.
belt and
But
underwear help, and
belts,
man, this guy
belts are
lacked
good.
both.
Yeah.
In fact, I
These.
actually thought it made me think about our founder and CEO Dot BB, who is known for like subtly taking pictures of out there type
Mm,
situations in public, and this would have been one of those moments.
like those
So
boots and
um,
the purple boots he saw in Myrtle Beach that one time. Wasn't they purple
that's
boots?
it. Yeah. Yeah, it was something
Mm,
like that. And we all, yeah. And
sequin
we all
purple
guessed
boots.
which coach we thought, yeah. It was good
Yeah.
stuff. But anyways, Dickie, here's what I want to do today. We did this before, and now we're in season two. So in
Season
season
two.
one, you gave me, what did you call this? Sight read?
That's right. Sight reading, when you're doing
Sight read.
music and you haven't seen a piece before and you have to read it and try, you get a couple seconds to
Yep.
prepare, but then you have to play the
Yep.
music.
Yeah. Okay. Here is I want to do a sight read because I want to walk through a situation, and I think our listeners can, if not relate to a lot of this, you can almost entirely find ways to relate to this. So I was approached by a business owner 2 months ago, maybe two, whatever, a little while ago, and they the whole like, hey, I'm in chaos. I don't know anything about business on purpose, but I was told I should reach out to you. Okay, great. Let's meet at Chicken Salad Chick. It's a
Love it.
okay establishment. And we go there. And here is I'll keep the industry, I'm going to keep away from this because I don't think it matters.
Okay.
I'm
All
going to
right.
keep very finite specifics away from this. However, I want to give you the story and I want to know from you how you would advise them. And I think we are about to start working with them, which is cool. Another coach is taking it, run with it. But here is the background. Okay, you ready?
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
This business is owned by two people.
Okay.
These people had separate businesses, but would refer work to each other, as in they were always complementary, never in competition, always complementary. and kind of had this thought of why don't we go into something together and we just do both of our services together?
Okay.
Great idea. Share revenue, all this. I asked, well, do y'all have an agreement? They have no agreement on the business. So no
Okay.
agreement
50/50
on
partners.
anything written down. Nothing. They don't have that. They don't have they
Okay.
have a verbal 50/50, but they don't know from there.
Okay.
So I asked some more questions, and this is hard without throwing the industry in there, but that's okay. I'll do it anyways because it's okay to do hard things. You know what I'm saying?
I can do hard things.
I can do hard things
Game
through
read.
Christ who
It's called
strengthens me.
game reading.
Uh,
It's sight reading.
Game reading and
Game
a
reading.
sight reading.
Fast read.
Um,
Quick read.
their services are separate in the business. One
Okay.
runs their services. One runs the other services, right? The ones that they were doing prior. One service has way fewer ticket sales a year, like very few services, but they
Okay.
are high, high, high in price.
So,
So
the number one, high price, low volume.
low volume, yep,
Okay.
but
Number
high
two,
price. The other
yeah,
one, low price, very
low
high
price,
very low price, very high volume.
very
Yep.
high
So you can
volume.
see, like, just they're that's why they always complimented each other.
Great.
And these are friends. They're not like longtime friends where it's like, oh, me and Dickie are going to business. This is, hey, does it make sense for us to keep doing this, or is there a way we could benefit if we just come together? So they came together. So they are friends. They do like each other, but there's that. Now, the high price, low volume side has one employee, a more expensive employee due to all of the licensing and whatnot needed for said service.
Okay.
High volume, low price has 7 to 8 employees at all times working. Much lower
Okay.
numbers, but
Okay.
always working. That's like the basics of the business. So
Okay.
I started asking. Actually, I'll let you ask questions. That's it. You ask questions, and I'll answer how they did, so that you can get what you need out of this.
Are the businesses about the same size revenue wise?
We don't know.
Well, then how am I supposed to answer the questions? I digress. I'll keep going. Are the sales cycles about the same amount of time that it takes to go from a prospect to a closed client in both businesses?
No, the higher price takes
Longer
a
sales
little
cycle?
longer. hmm
Okay. Longer. Shorter. Okay. And is there mutual benefit for them working together in a singular partnership?
We thought there was because we could share expenses, but we really don't know.
You don't know if you can share operational support. Yeah. So I would ask, what are
They
the
are
operate?
sharing. Currently, they're sharing all of our money. All of the money is going into one account, and they're paying everything from that. However, they're also using personal credit cards to pay off their side of the business, and then just pulling money from the business checking to pay off their credit card. So they do not see each other's credit cards. Of
Hmm,
so and so went away for a month. Did they use the company card for gas? I don't know. I don't know because we don't have
okay.
a company card. We use our personal cards for our personal points. Another pinch point for them was the lower volume, high price tends to bring in more, is what they're thinking, but they're not sure the cost of goods is way higher. So they actually
Okay.
don't know who's bringing in more. One of their overhead is way higher if you look at it that way because they have so many employees at all times, where the other one just on their own.
Yeah, I mean, so many questions and so many places you can go.
Yeah.
You pull your cost of goods percentage. You can compare real revenues. So if you got an 80% cost of goods at 10 million, that's $2 million. And then you got a $4 million at 50%, still $2 million, same real revenue. That's the same size of like a business that would need the same level of employees. So then if those are about equal, well, then you got 7 to 8 employees on one and one on the other. It's kind of you're a little overstacked. From what I hear,
They don't know how to break it up.
Hmm.
Now, I think angle is like get a bookkeeper, get someone who can dive in. They do not know when they look at their income how to break up which came from which. So they're unsure because it all goes to the same thing.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, seems like a pretty cut and dried. You've got to define the relationship. You ever you get into high school or college and you're interested in a young female or maybe
An
male,
old female
an old female or,
or
or
that.
an old female. And you hang out, you do lunch, you go to the movies, and at some point you got to say, say, what is this? We spend a lot of time together. There's a lot of overlap in our engagement,
Did
but
you have a DTR to find the relationship with Kaylee? Where were you?
yeah, we had to do that a lot. She was not interested
Oh
for
no.
many, many months.
Okay.
And so this is funny, actually. Probably 2001, 2, 3, 2003,
Okay.
2004.
Okay.
I mean, you were just like wee lad. Uh,
This is my fourth grade year.
we had been dating for months, but she wouldn't say it was dating. And we were going to see one of her friends, mentor of hers that she loved, and her mentor said, "If you don't tell this young man you're dating him by the time I see him and I meet him, I'm going to tell him for you." And so we're in the car getting ready to walk into the house, and she's like, "Hey, by the way, we're dating." And I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
It's been this way for a long time, but she hadn't said
Oh,
it.
that's
She
awesome.
might have commitment issues. Anyways, but look, 20 years later in marriage and thriving for the most
And
part.
here we are.
All
Kim's
things
looking there. Yeah.
considered,
Uh,
fantastic.
we were long distance kind of relationships from a past job, started talking, texting, FaceTime was huge like that, kind of feels like you're with them a lot. Flew her down to Chicago, up to Chicago to visit. And at the end of that, I felt like had to DTR, had to define the relationship. So we went to Potbelly Subs in Wheaton, Illinois,
Oh, I
right
do like
there
some
off
Potbelly.
Roosevelt. I love
You're
it
a
too.
sub
And it's
guy.
funny because you had a sandwich for lunch. I'm not. That's funny though, because I went to two separate places today. We also went to a sub establishment and there was a fight. A lady was calling 911. The cops got called. That was our original approach for lunch today. We got back and got to a different sub place. We ended up going to Jimmy John's where it's freaky fast and it was pretty good. But, anyways, it was a Potbelly Subs and we defined the relationship. And I told her, hey, you're about to fly away for a long, long time because you live in South Carolina and I'm up here in Chicago. And I like you. And I'm not going to be talking to any other girl, romantically speaking, and probably at all because girls
Mm.
don't suck. I am all, anyways. I just, yeah, it was like, I'm not going to talk to him. And I only want to talk to you. And I don't know where you're at, but those are my interests. And she goes, yeah, I want the same thing. So I said, cool. So Potbelly Subs for the win on that one. But okay, digress all the way
Spindrift,
back.
Potbelly subs. These we're just really loading up our sponsorships for season 3. That's going to be epic.
Yeah, Potbelly. If you would sponsor this, the Wreck was the sandwich I always got.
Rick,
If you're a
that sounds
Potbelly person, you know what
fantastic.
that is. Yeah, the Wreck. It was great. I used to take a group of high school guys there once a week, and we would eat subs, and they would all get milkshakes, and I wouldn't because their parents were paying, and I was in college,
There
so
you
it was
go.
a lot for me to go even get a sandwich. But
Mm.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I love that. So you got to define the relationship. You're
Right,
two
that's right.
business
You do.
owners, you're in bed together, more or less. You need to have a written down partnership agreement that says this is the worst case scenario. This is
Mm,
what I've committed to. This is what you've committed to. Nobody thinks that's going to happen, but I've worked with enough businesses over the last couple of years to see even when things seem explicit, stated, direct, this, then this, if this, then this, things go awry. Oh, this was promised, this wasn't delivered, this backlog was these contracts were stated that didn't get executed. There's so much to it that gets
yeah.
hairy. And so if you've got it written down, like we say, if it's not written down, it doesn't exist or you don't own it. So you've got to write it down and have commitment from both parties. And in that, I think I would say you're creating a new entity. So, if I get married, I bring my family, she brings her family, but then we have the same bank account now. So we share bank accounts and we share the same vision and direction. And so if I'm going on vacation, she's going on vacation generally, and we'll go, do our men's trips, girls' trips, whatever. But there's a commitment to we are all going in the same direction now.
Mm,
If not, then don't merge your companies. So I would
right.
say define it. You've got to have the right clarity on around money and who's paying what's benefiting, and then you just review those consistency or those efficiencies on why are you better together? That's like in marriage. We always ask that question. If you're going to get married to someone, is it someone who makes you better and makes you a better person and helps you become better at life? Yes, great. Then
Mm.
then do that. So that seems like
I
applicable.
Okay, I want to throw in a wrinkle and see how you walk through that. But first, I
All
want
right.
to tell you I got a buddy who's about to get married, and I like this cat a lot. He also likes him a lot. He likes himself a lot. Good dude. And I said, hey, when you guys get married, who do you think's going to need to change more, you or her? His response, "Tuh, that's a good thing about our relationship, dude. Neither of us are going to have to change because we just love who each other are." And I, like, without laughing in his face, laughed in his face. I was
It's
like,
like, oh,
okay, we'll see how that goes. So here's one
bookmark.
of the wrinkles. There is some financial frustration on the part of one of the parties because she or he went from making a bunch working for somebody because it was a highly skilled service, right? But then started own thing and now is making the same as someone who less schooling and all that, but because they're 50-50, they're splitting profits 50-50 and all that. So there was some frustration there of like, am I wrong or right for feeling this kind of thing, which I get there for sure. But oh, what was the wrinkle? I had it. Then I had to think of my friend and him getting married and thinking nothing's going to change.
Nothing's
Um,
gonna change. We're great. We're in love. We're never gonna have. We're a
yeah.
perfect fit.
How's your
Hmm.
communication? It's great. We're the lucky few. Man, what's the wrinkle?
I don't know, man. But I would say partnership agreement number one,
Yeah, that really does save. That really
defined
does
profit
save a lot of it.
structure, and defined account
Here it
review.
is. Here it
Yep.
is. One of them really, really, really wants coaching because they want the structure, they want the clarity. One of them, now that as a business owner, is making more money than that person has ever made before. So is kind of in this like, I didn't know this would be possible. And is like, we're fine. Why do we need we're fine. But the other person sees the chaos. So one party, and we get this a lot at Business on Purpose, one party feels it and one party thinks
Mhm.
not necessary.
And the people that
Great
hire us
stuff. I've
feel it,
never heard.
but they're like
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
I've never heard anybody say like y'all have a whack system or that's not worth it, but just don't need it. And it's fair. But I have one party of these that are like adamantly need it. The other party is adamantly don't need it. We're doing great. Do you see what we're doing? And it's like, yeah, it's actually way less than we need to be, that whole thing. And a lot of
Mhm.
that is the clarity, which is the big piece here I was thinking of as I was talking to him, is just like there's no financial clarity. We did that summer tune up series, and it's like, man, y'all's dashboard is just like there's so many lights on your dashboard.
You said
Y'all don't
personal
even,
credit cards, and I was like, my heart was starting to
mhm.
palpitate. I've
Yeah,
had clients that have run personal expenditures out of their business account, and I freak out. I had one client that literally ran his entire life in business out of one checking account. And I didn't lose it, but I was like, listen, I'm going to be very
we
direct
can't
with
work
you.
together anymore.
This has got to change. And I don't know if I need to fly to you or drive to you, but I will show up and we will open up new bank accounts if we have to. This is
Have to.
stressful.
So, okay, one party does, one party's not interested. The party that's not interested, great person, super kind, is just in the boat. And this is the one with the high volume, lower sales of just like, look what we're doing together. Why would we change anything up? And the other
And
person feels a ton of the stress.
maybe that's true. People come to us with all sorts of needs or agendas. Some people come to us just as like, hey, help us with strategy, help us with long-term planning, help
Hmm.
us with seeing what we don't see. In this case, that sounds like a lot. Some people come to us for process building. Hey, we don't have a master process roadmap. We need to see the business on a sheet of paper. Again, this is for them. What is the business? What's the operations of the business together? How do you work together? It seems like you absolutely need that. Some people come to us for accountability. I've got some clients that they don't need me per se, but they know that every time they show up on a call, we're making progress. They're doing work on the business
That they
and they
would not
know
be making without you.
totally, totally are. And
Yeah.
then some people come to us just like, hey, make it easy. This is painful. I want to get out of it. And we're trying to fix their
Hmm.
problem. So I'd say strategy, process, accountability, or make it easy. Figure out, what in that they need. And again, it sounds like they're not aligned in what they want as an outcome either. So I'm
Yep.
thinking, well, that's kind of actually what we would help them with. So sounds like a great fit.
So, okay. They're great people. I really do. I think one of our coaches is about to start working with them, and I really hope so because I think it'd be one of those in 2 months. It'd look radically different in all the right ways, let alone all the stuff in the future. But if you were, Dickie, we have listeners all over the country. I don't think we're global or yet. We might be, but we have listeners all over the country. And if they find themselves in this situation, right? Because these two people, I'm not like, it makes sense what they did. Hey, why don't we just start our own thing and share the rent expense rather than both of us paying it? Why don't we just get a little bit nicer? We both save a little money and we do like it all made sense in the front end. But now they find themselves in this situation. What is like a practical step, right? These people listen. What's a practical step? You say get it in writing. What does that look like? Walk me through how you would tell them to go do that.
I would, again, define the outcome I want. What do I want I've done this exercise a lot with clients recently, and I actually created this myself. So I'll let you in on a little secret. It's called a 3-12-3.
3-12-3.
3-12-3. 3 months, 12 months, 3 years. What do you want in 3 months? 12
I
week
was thinking
plan.
something different.
Okay. What do you want in 3 months, which is our 12-week plan? What do
Yeah,
you want in 12 months, which is typically either vision story or and then 3 years kind of just helps people see where they want to get to. So
I
I
like
would
it. Three
say
twelve three.
3-12-3. It just sounded better than 12-12-3. 3-12-3.
What
Maybe you
would
could work,
12-12-3 do?
well, 12 weeks, 12 months, 3 years.
Ah, I got you.
Three
I
two
got you.
three 12 3 had a little more
12,
balance to
12,
me.
12. 12 weeks, 12 months, 12 quarters.
That's also an
Three
option.
twelve three is better.
But
Yeah,
we're
three
going to go
twelve.
with three
You
twelve
had eight
three.
brothers and sisters? You had 12 brothers and sisters? Eight. Yeah, 12 sounds better in those moments. Name
One
that
of my
movie.
clients says, okay, so I would say do a three
Name
twelve
that
three.
movie. Name that movie. You
I have
got
no
12 brothers and
idea.
sisters? Eight. Yeah,
Swiss
12
Family
sounds better.
Robinson, Dumbo,
There are going to be a
Matrix,
few listeners to this podcast that will stop listening because of this moment. I guarantee it.
Tommy Boy.
Great movie. No, this is one of the most. It
If
has
they're
been
here
called
for
a
my movie
racial
choices,
triumph.
you should go away anyways.
This has been considered a racial triumph. This film,
Shawshank Redemption.
great film. My wife can't
Uh,
watch it because of what happens to Brooks.
um, Great Gatsby. I don't know.
Attitude reflects leadership, Captain.
A Few Good Men.
Okay, it's Remember the Titans. It's Remember the Titans.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like a successful film.
Dude,
Let me tell you something.
I I want you to know that the things talked about, Business on Purpose does not condone the things talked about on this
So
podcast.
my wife, when we were dating, that she didn't think we were dating, right? Remember that time in our life?
Yeah, I
We
remember
used
it.
to watch Sunday movies. We'd go to church, we'd come back, and she loves a feel-good Sunday movie. So we would watch League of Their Own. We'd watch Remember the Titans. I don't know why we ended up watching all these old movies. And that was one of the ones we watched on a Sunday afternoon. We'd have a big lunch and just sack out. It was super fun.
I I cannot believe what you said about that movie.
I can't even remember the movie, honestly. Also, my favorite movie is like La La Land. So, you know, I might have lost all listeners at this point, and that's
Yeah.
fine because I'm not
So
here for them. I'm here for you,
okay.
Donnie.
Thanks, Dickie. Yeah. Okay. So written agreement, 3-12-3 makes
Written
total
agreement,
sense.
3-12-3 directionally, and clarity on finances. Got to get clarity
Yeah.
on what things cost, who's paying
Yep.
for them. It just you share that, and then you build rhythms of review. So monthly
Hmm.
reviewing cash flow, reviewing forecasting, yearly, obviously taxes and all your other things, but you got to build those rhythms into how often are we talking about finances? What's the agenda? And
Mm.
then again, this is all the basic stuff we do, roles and responsibilities. So who's doing what, who's accountable, what are the areas of focus, what are shared values? I mean, there's so much work to do in something
Yeah.
like a
So
merger like
much.
this that seems like a great
Well, even
opportunity.
man, even I would say any partnership, almost that's like your starter kit. There's written agreement, financial clarity, establishment, which we would say subdivided bank accounts and like a system and set it all up. And then what was the third thing you said? Roles.
Job roles.
Roles.
Yeah.
That's I was talking last week. I had the opportunity to talk to a couple guys that kind of watched grow up, and they're both out in college and they're starting a business in their college town, something they did here locally in the summers, and they're taking it out. And I'm really excited for them. And their parents know of BOP, they know of me, so we chatted, and I did a Zoom call with them last week and kind of walked through the like non-negotiables. And it's funny because I said, y'all need a written agreement because
Mm.
even the best friends, like there's so many situations I could say that would like break y'all up. So we're
Mm.
not going to do it. So I told them written agreement. They already have 5 bank accounts, so subdivided bank accounts, check. And then I told them they each need to write out their own job role, which is awesome because we did not have this conversation. But I would echo that same conversation to these two people that have been in business a few years together now. Well, multiple years on their own, couple years together. That's so
It's
good.
funny. I end up doing more marriage counseling, I feel like, in this job than I ever have because I've got an investor and an operator, or I've got two partners, or I've got three business, three owners. And so we end up having to say, what do you want? Okay, what do you want? Okay, you both want this. Let's build for that. Like we end up doing a lot
Yeah.
of communication and clarifying expectations. It's like a lot of counselory stuff, but I love it.
Yeah. At times, I have a couple that call me their counselor. Well, they're just like, yeah, you're our, I have a couple marriages where they do it together. I have one whole family ordeal. And then and I say whole family, like parents and kids, all in coaching. A
Oh
lot of
gosh.
family type businesses. I also have a couple where they're in the process or have recently bought out partners to get
Mm.
out of the lack of clarity they had on the front end. Honestly, like if we're going to call a spade, it was the lack of a written agreement, the lack of roles, the lack of this, and it led to frustrated or unmet expectations that then, hey, I want to do this on my own. So I've worked with a number of those. Partnerships are really, really hard. Really hard.
I found
I
that
would
I've got it.
always ask,
Go ahead.
I would not like to. I would like you to.
I was going to say, I found that in partnerships or in shared ownership, it's good for individuals to have their own where place they lead. So, you may have, say, of three equal partners. Well, one may be, the head in production and operations, one may be the head of admin, and one may be the head of
Yeah.
sales, but they have equal weight in voting and direction, but they have their own leadership that is
Yep.
their baby. And I think that's
And make it
uh,
clear. Clarity is kindness. I say that a lot. Just be clear. So
love
I
that.
like it. Dickie, how are we going to end this thing? You got a question? You got a great job with your site read, by the way. Clarity. That was like, as we left Chicken Salad Chick that day, clarity, 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 clarity. You have
Mm.
none, chase after it. We can help you do that, by the way. A business on purpose. That was my last name, she
Absolutely.
or he.
Absolutely. And what I'm excited about with season two is getting some more stories under our belt, Dickie and Donnie stories. I know I texted you this weekend. I was doing my usual TikToking and found a couple of folks that I thought, man, that's a great story, and invited them on Dickie and Donnie. Never met them before, but they seemed like just fascinating and really
That's who we want.
great people. So I was like, man, this is awesome. So I've got a couple of people in the pipeline for season two. But if you want
Season
to know
two. Out
season
now.
two, is that from
Two.
Remember the Titans too?
No.
Okay, let me ask you this
I
question.
just do want to go back to this where you said I thought we were talking about a successful movie.
Let me ask you a
And
question.
remember
If
that
Remember the Titans was such a good movie, why was there not a sequel?
how are we doing this?
Thank you so much for
How
joining
many
us on Dickie
movies?
and Donnie Show,
The
presented by
Sandlot had a
Business.
sequel, and it was about softball and rockets. And I love The
Sandlot's
Sandlot, but that
incredible,
yes, and they made a sequel, and it was about softball and rocket ships.
but it was worth making a sequel to because it was so good. They're like, we got to try the
No, and
Matrix
then they had a
sequel.
third, and they went back to the original script with new people. I think
Hmm.
it wasn't worth the second one. Like what if there? Any football movie after that is a sequel because that set the stage.
Okay,
Radio.
so you've been talking about what is Dickie and Donnie, and maybe instead of doing like a live read of some things, we
We're
could
the
watch a
best
movie and we
hangover
could do
podcast you've never heard of.
best hangover podcast. We should do a movie review and we'll watch them. You watch La La Land, and I'll watch Remember the Titans again and forget it.
And forget it. Okay. You know what? We should watch that movie with the Always Be Closing. Like we should watch a businessy related movie.
Dude, freaking Glenn Ross is the greatest, weirdest, dumb movie
Never
you'll
seen
ever
it.
see. It's so long. You're like, why is this keep going? But it's really good. I mean, it's not good. It's good. It's good because it's classic, but it's old.
It's probably too old for me to know about
Dickie
because
and
our
Donnie
ages are pretty different.
cinema. Yeah. I
Because you were
watched it
doing
later in
Sunday
life.
fun movies or Sunday classics when I was in fourth grade, eating honey buns and drinking sweet tea in my living room, watching Sports Center, waiting on the school bus to arrive.
Mm, it's good living, bro. Good living.
It was great living. We had a crazy schedule. Wake up at my dad's at 3:30 in the morning for a school day. Get dropped off at mom's at 4 because my brother was afraid of being late. Bus got there at 7,
You said 3:30?
which is when we'd wake up,
Oh
get
my
driven
gosh.
over mom's house, shower on a good day, get done with 4:15, and watch Sports Center reruns until 7. Every day we had an alarm clock under the TV that we would set for 6:55. Like my brother was paranoid of being late, so the amount of Sports Center I watched, and it's the same if you've ever watched it at that time, it's the same hour
All
over
right, I
and
got a
over
question
again.
for you. Who is your go-to Sports Center anchor? Like
Ooh,
who is the guy or girl that when you were like, oh, that's Sports Center? Because I know I got mine, but mine were probably a couple years before yours.
I have mine. He has since passed. I cannot remember his name off the top of my
Stuart
head.
Scott?
Yes, Stuart Scott is my favorite.
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
So good. Dude, his like, you know the Sports Center ones that are like a little more heartfelt and they like have an almost a voiceover for the like that his is ingrained in me
He's
there. Scott
he's
Van Pelt's
incredible.
good too. I think he
Yeah.
was on it for a lot, but this is the top 10 was the only thing I like
Dude, Sports Center
fourth,
top
fifth,
10.
sixth, seventh.
So good.
There are some mornings if I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll literally wake up at 5 and I'll turn on Sports Center because there's something I did it for
Da-na-na, da-na-na.
almost a decade where I every morning would
Mhm.
watch 2 hours and 45 minutes worth from 4:15 to 7 a.m.
That's rough.
I blame my brother.
Yeah. I
He
did love
knows
some
that too.
Sports Center. I would get up early, or I'd have to get up on the hour to see if I didn't see the end of the Carolina game highlights. I usually recorded it on VHS if I had to go
North
to
Carolina.
bed. North Carolina, the real Carolina. And I would
Are you
record
a
it
college
on,
football fan?
no,
Oh, because I was going to ask how you feel about the Bill Belichick thing.
it's fantastic for us. I mean, it's so much publicity. We play Labor Day, the September 1st. I mean, I think it's
College
exciting. I don't
football
know if
did
it's going
start
to
this last
work.
weekend.
You know,
I
we're
did
we're
watch
we're
college
just
football this last weekend.
we are college basketball fans in our house
Go
because
Hoosiers.
North
Who's your
Carolina.
daddy?
Who's your daddy? All right.
All right.
Later, bro.
Remember the Titans.
I will always in my heart.
Clear as flock.